Hey YouTube, this is Alexander, and today I'm going to be bringing you a little bit of a different video than usual, and that is going to be a Flashback Friday video of the Nexus 10 roughly 2 years later. So this isn't going to be particularly a full video review or even an overview, it's more like a nostalgic look back, hence the name Flashback Friday. So before we get started, I want to give a huge thanks and shout out to Mike over at DetroitBORG for giving me a great deal on this Nexus 10 that allowed me to bring this content to you guys. So I'll leave his YouTube channel down below. He makes really nice high quality tech videos and goes into great detail on his unboxings and reviews. He's a great guy and makes great content, so definitely hit his YouTube link in case you guys want to go ahead and subscribe and check out his videos. And I'll leave a link to his social media in case you guys want to go follow him, which I would highly recommend. Anyway, getting into the Nexus 10. Now this device was made by Samsung for and with Google and was released during the later part of 2012, specifically in November for most of the countries that this was released for. Now the Nexus 10 was definitely a premium priced tablet with some premium hardware. It was top of the line when it came out, both in screen, internals, it had front facing speakers, a nice soft touch back, and it just overall was a premium package from Google and Samsung. Now the soft touch back that was featured on the Nexus 10 is really grippy and comfortable, which is definitely a plus when holding this tablet because it was pretty heavy. It was on the heavier side of things, coming in around 600 grams or so, so it was really nice to have a grippy back on the Nexus 10. It is nice whenever I'm using it because it just makes it a little bit easier to hold given that it's pretty heavy. Now you do have a Nexus and Samsung logo on the back as well as a 5 megapixel camera with flash, which was just a pretty meh camera overall, but it was there included in case you needed it. But the back is pretty minimal and I like that. So there was an official book cover from Google, which was pretty cool. Basically it would protect the screen from dust or anything else, maybe scratches when you weren't using it, and it would turn the screen on and off as you closed and opened it, which was really nice. And it even acted as a stand whenever you wanted to consume media, say one of DetroitBORG's videos. But anyway, it was just an overall nice little addition to the device because it was a heavy device, so holding it wasn't really all that comfortable. It didn't come with a stand, but it was definitely nice that they included a book cover that would act as a stand in case you wanted to use it in that way. Now the Nexus 10 was definitely a powerful device during its day, but I feel like it was kind of neglected aside from the continuous software updates in favor of the Nexus 7 2012, which was Google's real baby, I feel. I mean, the Nexus 7 2012 had a lower price tag, so it could attract more people. It was sold in store, whereas I believe the Nexus 10 was only online. And of course, it had a second version, the Nexus 7 2013, whereas the Nexus 10 didn't really have any of that. So I feel like it just kind of got snubbed in that way. It was definitely a high-end device with a premium price tag, but I feel like it didn't really get as much love as the Nexus 7 devices did. Now, it does have Android 5.0.2, which is awesome because this thing, as mentioned, is over 2 years old, but it's still getting software updates from Google, which is definitely just a huge applause to Google for that, because a device over 2 years old, I would not expect it a few years ago to continuously get software updates, but here you've got it, and that's just great, especially given how awesome Lollipop is. Now, it does show its age a little from time to time. It doesn't run as smooth or as fast as some of the newer devices like the Nexus 5 or Nexus 6, but it's still a pretty good device, I would say, as far as performance goes. Gaming on the Nexus 10 is definitely still a pleasure, although I'm sure it's not going to be as up to par as some of the newer devices. And if you're using a game that requires the accelerometer to move the main character, it's definitely going to be a little awkward considering how big this tablet is. But on the other hand, the big display is really awesome for Hangouts video calls when you're watching YouTube or Netflix or whatever else you want to watch. And having that 9,000 milliamp hour battery allows this thing to keep going for days. It literally can go for days, and I've got it to go for days on pretty heavy use. And it's just really awesome that this device had such a huge battery, because it definitely just, you didn't really have to worry about charging this thing except for every maybe 3-4 days, at least in my case. So the battery is definitely awesome. And when you just couple all those things together, you've got the big display, the huge battery, and the front-facing speakers that I mentioned earlier. It's just definitely awesome media consumption experience. So the Nexus 10 was definitely an awesome beast in its day, but here we are 2 years later with more powerful options available. But despite it not being the king of Android tablets anymore, I feel like it does leave us with a very nice memory to look back on every now and then. So anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe down there for more, and definitely go check out Mike's channel and all his social media links. Anyway guys, that's gonna end the video, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.